Hey everyone, it's Jeff McGinnis, CrossCountry Mortgage. This is part 4 of the series of when will rates go down. It's the question that's on everybody's mind that I talk with. Try to chunk this down into little bite-sized pieces, and this is the last one of 4. I wanted to go over a history lesson with you guys today to share with you, just a little bit about what has happened in the past, kind of where we're at currently, and give you some hope. I mean, we've got, we covered inflation, we covered inflation in the relationship with bonds in previous recordings, we covered the Fed's responsibility for inflation, and now I want to just hit a quick history lesson with you and go from there. So, all right, so I'm going to hit this really quick. So when we had these Fed chairs, Burns and Volcker, they had inflation go from 7 to 14%. Mortgage rates went from 12 to 18, and the Fed funds had to go from 11% to 20% to get inflation down from 14 to 5%. So it took a lot of energy from the Fed funds rates to get the inflation down. It was horrible. The result was the S&P 500 went down by about 30%. We had a recession. With Greenspan, he did a much better job. He kept within a reasonable range of the Fed mandate of 2% of inflation. When it got to 3.5%, he implemented 1.5 points of Fed funds. He moved Fed funds from 4 3/4 to 6.5. Mortgage rates went from 7 to 8.5. The inflation response with his actions went from 3.5 to 1%, and then mortgage rates went down 3%. S&P did tank a little bit. That was a little bit different from Burns and Volcker, but we did have a recession. Okay, Jerry is a little late to the party. I don't mean to be a Monday morning quarterback, but I mean, we were at 1.5, we hit 8.5, even a little bit more than that. Mortgage rates went from 2.5 to 7.25. Fed funds rates went from 0 to 4. It's up a little bit more. Maybe I need to update my screen, but the inflation response is here. It's dropping, right? We can actually see that right here. And I want to show you this screen as well, because it does take some seed planting. This is back in 2018, where we needed to have some Fed hikes in order to get inflation tamed and then have the rates go down. Okay, so my point being is these Fed hikes that have been happening, we're a little day late, a little short on timing, but it's better that it's happening, or it happened, because look how, when we started Fed hikes, we're starting now to see the benefits of 3 to 6 months ago of the Fed hikes taking effect in inflation today. So it's not amazingly great news, but these Fed hikes are taking effect. They're doing as they intended and helping with the dual mandate of full employment and 2% inflation. Once we start hitting lower inflation numbers, we'll see rates come back down. So right now we're at 7 3/4 inflation. Once we see inflation get back to more of the Fed mandate of 2%, we're going to see a lot lower rates. So courage, hang in there. If you're, the point being is, date the rate, marry the house. It is true. And now's never been a better time to get a great price on a home. And the rates will definitely improve as the Fed hikes take further effect and start to lower inflation. If you have any questions or want to go over this in depth a little bit further, by all means, I'm here to help educate, and I like talking about this stuff anyway. So great to be in your life a little bit today. And if there's anything else I could do, let me know. Take care.